Hello and welcome back to the 6th Street Underground, a Zenless Zone Zero fan cast discussing all things ZZZ. As always, I'm your host, Eric Sorensen, and I'm joined by...
Me, Brian.
Hi, me. Hi, Brian.
Hello.
Our listeners will probably notice this is a weird drop schedule for us. We don't usually put things out on a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
But we're excited because on Friday... we got the new, the teaser. What do they call it? The
special program.
The special program for version 1.3 is coming out. I would have loved to have done this earlier, but was out of town. Maybe next time we'll try to get it like on Friday so we can drop this thing on Monday. But if you are at all concerned, we will still have our episode coming out Thursday as well. We just wanted to get ahead of it and talk about some of the really exciting things that are coming out in patch 1.3, which for what is essentially a filler patch, is like all killer, no filler.
Boy, howdy, did they have some stuff to drop.
It's looking really cool. Brian, I have a big old list here that I just pulled. That's pretty much all the things that were announced from the live stream. Shout outs to the user Celestial Drive on Reddit for kind of making this great summary I could copy and paste instead of having to type it all up myself. Really appreciate that. Let's just go through it, man. I mean... we don't have to go linearly. Let's just talk about like what you're excited about, what stood out to you.
Yanagi.
I knew you'd want to talk about Yanagi.
She's even cooler than I thought she was because she was already cool, but then like she looks fun also.
She does look fun. You're gonna have to sell me on Yanagi because I think you and I are finally of a different mindset when it comes to like a character.
Yeah.
A character.
So one, she uses a spear, which is like.
It's your jam.
It's as the kids say, it's goated of all time when it comes to weapons.
Oh, there they go. Did you see it? We just lost 11 listeners.
L's in the chat, fam.
Well, tell me, Brian, before you tell me all the great things about Yanagi, tell me what is Yanagi? Who is she supposed to be? Where's she from? What does she do? What's up with her? What do we know? What do you know?
She's got glasses and big old yams. No, she is the assistant director for Section 6, which is basically the SEAL Team 6 of Hollow Zero Core. But I mean, yeah, basically they, we'll finally start getting some character development of Section 6. They had that nice little teaser at the end of the Tour de Inferno.
And we saw a little bit of them like the first time you did Hollow Zero, right? Those we've seen them, but we haven't seen much from them. We're getting a lot of that.
Yeah, we've not really interacted with them. They've basically just shown up, been super awesome, and then like
been cool.
Yeah, they kind of like tuxedo masked it, where like they showed up, they did something, and then they disappeared, and we're like, what was that about? But no, she. I'll be interested to see kind of where they're going and how they're going to tie Section 6 in with the rest. Because right now, this will be like it's on the path of like the PubSec.
Yeah,
where like half of our characters are outcast misfits, and the other half are like pillars of society.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see how Section 6 is, because they're definitely more of that,
structure,
phantom government organization sort of thing. Like they go out, they do their stuff in Hollow Zero, make sure that it doesn't spread any more than it is. But we don't actually know anything about them that much.
They're specialists, right? Like they've got this thing that they do. So like we know that like a lot of 1.3 story is going to be about Section 6 and Hand, which I forgot what Hand stands for. But it's also, that's the same faction that like Miyabi is in.
Yeah,
and
Miyabi's
like that one dude who has
the leader of Section 6.
Yeah.
So,
and Yanagi's like the mom of Section 6.
Basically, but it'll be interesting to see, because obviously they're doing stuff with Lighter's story as well. So somehow Sons of Caledon are going to intersect with Section 6.
I wonder if this is going to be one of those things where like they got really excited about the Suns, so we got Lighter shown to us as well. But there were more characters than there was Patch. And so, like, we might get... I wonder if we get Lighter and it's more of, like, a farewell to Outer Rim or just his chapter as opposed to, like, connecting it. I don't know. Yanagi looks cool though, man.
It could be very much that where like the only thing that actually gets expanded on Lighter is his like character missions, and like they do just drop Sons of Caledon for now,
which I love them, but we've been with them for a while.
Not really. We've been with them for 3 weeks.
It feels like a while.
It's been 6 weeks almost.
It's been a little bit.
No, I forgot that we've already done 2 weeks of Bernice, which means we've been with them for almost half the game's lifespan at this point.
We got one more week of Bernice, and then all this new fun stuff drops. Yeah. I mean, like, not to go off in a wild tangent, because we'll come back and talk about like what makes Yanagi unique. But like, I wasn't sold at first, but I'm really liking how they're like anchoring narrative and roles within faction at a time, because it means like we get to really like dive deep into Sons of Caledon instead of having this like weird like back and forth where we get one Sons and the story comes over and now we're doing Hand, and then we get someone from Obel Squadron and then we come back to Sons again, and it's kind of all over the place. It makes it trickier to roll or to save for rolling unless you're willing to like either get really lucky or dump some money into the game,
or just completely ignore whole factions.
Everything.
So far they've all been necessary. Like if you want to min-max them, you have to get usually at least 2 from each faction in order to activate their smiley team composition.
Exactly. And I like that. I like that there's a reward for being in the faction, but it does mean that like when you're looking for characters, like I was going to think about this when I was thinking about like pulling for Yanagi, because I know you want to go for Yanagi, and I'm like, she seems cool, but, and this is probably blasphemous to some of the people listening, I'm not really interested in like the characters from Section 6 don't do it for me. Like, just the design is very clean and professional, and I'm a messy boy who likes a little bit more mess. So like, do I roll for Yanagi, or do I just like straight save up and build up a big pool so when they announce a faction, I'm not going, well, I can only get one character from this faction, I hope I get lucky, to going like, I can buy out this whole dang old faction. Like, I can get all of them. It's interesting. But like, real quick, Yanagi, what we did see from her, she's the first time we've gotten she's an anomaly character. So just like we've been on an anomaly streak with Jane coming out and Bernice coming out, they're kind of catching up with where there was no anomaly on launch. But she's the only one that doesn't spin in big old circles to do her stuff.
Yeah.
We've got lines finally.
They've moved beyond circles, and now they've created geometry.
Now it's straight lines. She's a stance-based character.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be like, that's gonna be cool.
It looks like it could be really cool. So
you're getting like League of Legends flashbacks to balancing stances.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say is, so far all of the characters, like when you first look at them, they look far more complicated than they actually are once you get them down. So I'm sure it is one of those that like she might be a little clunky if you just like picked her up and didn't even try, but you do her little tutorial character thing after once or twice, and I think it also may be one of those characters where like you have to find not necessarily like the best supports who like but like the ones who like let her work the best like with how her playstyle works, because there's just some people that like you'd be like, oh yeah, like pure number crunching, this group works better, but it's just so clunky to switch between and activate them.
Yeah, that's how I feel about like using Lucy on like my Bernice Jane team instead of like Caesar. Like, yeah, I could maybe squeeze out a bit more damage if I was using a dedicated support, but it just feels so comfy to use this crew. I mean, we know with Yanagi, we know that she cares about disorder. So like whatever's on her team, she wants to be applying anomaly, having somebody else apply anomaly, and then popping that like disorder.
I need to see the rise of the 3 anomaly team.
Listen, it's coming. I imagine my worry with the 3 anomaly team would just be like, actually eventually
juggling.
2 of them aren't on. Yeah, so they all 3 kind of want to be on the field a little bit.
You can tell Bernice was designed to be a support anomaly because you get almost as good use out of her just by having her show up, put the debuff on, and then disappearing. Which we'll talk about more about her in another episode. But
yeah. When we come back Thursday and talk about Bernice, but like I love that design.
Yeah, Jane is way too front-centered hungry to really, I think, share the spotlight with. I'm imagining Yanagi will probably be like the lightning counterpoint to Jane, where like they will both be like the mains of your team, as opposed to like a Zhu Yuan where she just shows up during that stun time and you just burst down and then you switch back out.
You put on Chingy or somebody. Yeah. I mean, I'll be interested to see. I like this, like balancing like on-fielders versus kind of supports and being able to swap out. It seems like Lighter is going to be a little bit like selfish. He looks really fun to play as well with all of his big old punchies and like building up this meter. If I remember correctly, the way Lighter's kind of like, he has this morale meter that he builds up.
Which I think remember correctly, he builds it when he's off screen.
Does he?
I think that's what they said. Because I could have sworn it was like he builds up the morale as other people. Yeah. So I almost felt like similar to the Zhu Yuan, where like you'll have someone else who like you split time with, and then once he fills his morale up, he pops off, beats everyone to death, and if anyone's still alive, when he runs out of steam, you swap someone else out.
I want to double check that, but I know he's going to be a big old stunner, and he's going to be managing that buff. But like that's good. We could use another stunner. We could use a stunner to release that plays well with fire teams and isn't Kaleda, so people aren't stuck with like trying to roll for. I mean, I don't have Kaleda. She seems cool, but man, I'm telling you, I know like we all get really excited about how hot all the female characters are in this beautiful game. If you're not bi, you're missing out. Or if you're not like into dudes, you're missing out, because like they released the art for Lighter for his chapter, and it is excellent.
See, yeah, for me, I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, look, Brian, the way you roll for characters, if you were bi, you'd be broke, is what would happen. You need at least a little bit of a buffer.
Thank God for Lighter to slow down the gaping hole that was my wallet.
When these characters come out and when we know a little bit more, we will explore them some more. Yanagi, if I remember correctly, Yanagi is the first half of the chapter. Lighter's the second half. So once she's out, we'll give our first thoughts and do some playtesting. Brian will probably get her so you can get some detail, and I'll have a lot of fun playing in her chapters and things. Real quick, we're getting new Bang Boos. These aren't too exciting, but they are new. We're getting one added to the gacha. That's called Batty Boo. I think you can see Batty Boos walking around in the Outer Rim.
Yeah, you definitely
can.
And
then we're getting Night Boo, which I don't know if Night Boo is going to be any good, but I love Knights.
Also, he, as they very clearly point out, is the first limited run Bang Boo. So they were nice enough to make him, probably easy to get. So far, none of the events have been difficult to clear and get the rewards.
Yeah, they'll make it so you can get him.
And he's also only an A rank, so there's less of a chance of them being like, early on in the game we released Night Boo. He is an S rank. He's never reappeared again, and he is without a doubt the best Bang Boo.
He's amazing. Well, hopefully they've learned from some of the mistakes they've made in other games and made it so like even if you miss this run, you can still get him some way. But he's an energy region Bang Boo that does ether damage. So he may actually have a niche beyond just being like the collector's item. Because if we look at like Bang Boos do add significant damage to your team, but if there's enough energy region pumping into your team and you've got a team that really cares about their skills building up when they're off field, like that energy region could be a really big deal. So we'll see when they come out, and I just like Knights. I'm excited for anything with Knights. We need a Knight character.
I think that's hinting towards my Power Armor Knight team that I...
Yes, please. Please do this. We got a bunch of events coming through. I don't know if we have to go through every single one, but we are getting, more events. We're getting this TV schedule event where we can get polychromes.
We're getting a lot more never-ending stuff.
Yeah.
You get the TV roguelike that's going to be a permanent thing. We're getting the tower mode. That mode a lot of gachas have, the climb the tower, beat stuff up, get rewards the farther you go.
That one, I think, and that's the one, if I remember, that's the one where your characters don't heal. So if they die, you can swap in new characters to get higher in the tower, but they don't heal up. So, one, shout out to people who have Caesar, because now shields are just that much more valuable.
Yeah.
But two, I like this game philosophy, especially in gachas where they're adding more characters that encourage building out your teams wide instead of tall, right? Like if we think about most of the end game content right now, you build your teams tall. You pick a couple of characters and you make them really strong. You need 2 teams in reality to get through most of the content. Every now and then you might have some resistances to deal with, but you can do almost everything in the game now with 6 characters.
And if you really, really try, you can just ignore the resistance.
You really can.
When you've
got some characters,
a Jane Doe Bernice team, you can just ignore.
Don't even trip. It's fine. Resistance means nothing when you're popping them. But like these modes, and there's a caveat here, which is I think you get the most rewards if no one gets knocked out. So like it still is kind of rewarding, tall versus wide building. But I hope we see more as we get more characters coming out, more events that reward you from having a bunch of characters, you know? Because like I like to build my characters strong, but you and I both like to collect characters, right? And like would rather spend your time building up somebody new than like hunting for 3 more anomaly points to get your Jane that much. No, I have done that recently, but like it's more fun to be like, oh, cool, now I have a reason to use the 8 DPS I've rolled for because it's in year 4 of the game.
You actually you instead of like you said, just every day you log on, you fight to get the disk drive. It doesn't drop, and you're like, all right, well, I'll try again tomorrow. It gives you something else to mix up because I hit that point where I was
Snake.
grinding Shadow Jane for Bernice and Caesar's core skills, and I'm like, I'm not struggling with the fight, but with it being only 40 a pop, you do it like 7 times a day for a lot of days because you got to get a lot of. And I'm like, I need a distraction. Then they're like, here's Yanagi, and I'm like, perfect, that'll do.
Someone new to farm for. Yeah, my big accomplishment this week was I've been trying to get Jane Doe to 420 anomaly proficiency without outside buffs. Because like that is the maximum you can do to capitalize on like her anomaly into crit damage. And I don't have her signature weapon, but I got there today. So I can stop farming for Jane points forever.
I've also been working on my backup team because I was clearing Shiyu defense. And my Zhu Yuan team, the final node of like the traditional Shiyu, it took me, what was it? You have like 5 minutes to kill the 2 bosses. I think I killed the first one with my Zhu Yuan team in about somewhere between 3 minutes and 30 seconds to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then my Jane Doe killed her boss in 40 seconds flat. And I'm like, there is a stark power difference between these two. And part of it was also me relearning how to play her team.
Sure.
Because it is, for a while, I was like, it just feels different. But
I had the same problem, like, going back to playing my Ellen team. I'm like, okay, she's good. But, like, I've spent so much time goofing around with Jane and Bernice. I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this character again? Like, but that's good. We're going to get to a point at some point where you start looking at characters and you go, I don't have a strong electric team. So, like, I want this character because when an electric enemy shows up, sure, I could brute force it with Jane Doe. Or let me use my electric team because it's fun to use that team.
And it may get to the point where it is
maybe faster,
It is, either the enemies, they buff resistances to off they do something to eventually maybe counteract the current Jane Doe just dominating the meta to where you actually do need to pay attention to the resistances.
I'm going to put a stamp on it and say that this time next year, it won't even be a conversation about like Jane Doe. I think by this time next year, there will be enough other things out and shifts to the game where like she'll just be pretty good instead of being like the litmus test for is this cheesable or not. That's just the nature of the game, and we like that because it means that we can roll for new characters and have a reason to have new people. I'm excited for this TV mode that they're adding, where it has like you don't fight things; all the engagement happens on the TV. So it's a little bit like the Prophecy quest, but like as a game mode instead of one long quest.
I'm currently working on that too. I've got I missed so many of the Lost City items that's what I'm currently going back, and I'm just like absolutely bodying everything because it's super easy now that I've got perfectly maxed out. Like I can do Nineveh with like all 12 debuffs on it. So obviously going back
no
and doing
problem.
the regular stuff, I'm like, get out of my way. I need items.
You probably know this, but I want to say this for the good of our audience if they don't know. In the first couple of patches, they released some hidden quests that you could only unlock by collecting those random items that come from the pseudo hidden cells on traditional Hollow Zero. You can farm those, and the easiest way to farm them is to put it on like the first node, level 2500.
Interior.
It's like interior 2500. Yeah. Go in, look at the first floor. If there's not a hidden box, quit and reset, and just keep cycling through those until you get one of the special boxes. And you can get 3 lost items a day. So, I mean, when I was really hammering that home, the longest it took was like 30 minutes to get the 3 for the day. Usually it's closer to 5 or 10 minutes to get my 3 for the day. They have not added any new things as far as I know for the past patch or 2, so they may not be adding more hidden quests like that, unless I'm missing something.
I know that they added some more at some point. There's some
that you can, like, from talking to people.
Well, there's more than what was originally released. Because when I first looked up a guide, it had like only like 4 or 5, and now there's up to like 7 different. So yeah. I don't know if maybe that guide was originally from like screenshotted from a beta or what, but there's definitely more than what was originally.
I wonder if they'll stop doing them just because like they keep releasing things that disincentivize you actually doing TV mode Hollow Zero.
I was gonna say, especially with like, the introduction of like the Blitz mode.
Yeah.
Like they would almost have to. I could see maybe if they add a new node for Hollow Zero, and then like they would make it very clear they've added more lost items for you to find. But I think they're definitely not going to just like random, or they could. It wouldn't be the first time a game just like sneaks it in, and they're like, let's see how long before people realize.
That's your new incentive. Is now you have to go back to TV mode because we put these in. I do like I know this is going all over the place, but like. I like that I can now do my weekly clear of Hollow Zero in one single blitz run, right? It's faster, which has opened up my time for these new game modes coming in. So like the new TV mode coming in, the simulated battle trials with the battle tower. Like if those were being added and we still had to do 3 to 5 Hollow Zero runs a week.
Or what was it?
It would be exhausting.
8 on
like,
release?
Yeah, like 8. Like I'm not one of those people that's like, I love this game so much that I don't want to play it, so make everything go fast. But it's also like, I don't want to have to farm the same thing over and over again. I'm glad that like they've expedited those weekly things so they can add new weekly things for us to do. All to, get more resources and engage with different parts of the game. There's definitely a lot more TV stuff this time than we got in 1.2, which I know we talked a lot about TV mode with 1.2. So I'm glad to see like they're staying true to their word. They haven't abandoned it. It's just going to look a little bit different than it did for the prologue or chapter 1 or anything. We're getting some other little events, like we're getting the sandwich stall event and another one of those like event where you take pictures of Bangbu. Only this time, instead of counting them, they're going to be doing poses and angles and stuff. Double drops coming in. A display case? I'm excited for the display case.
Yeah, no,
I like that.
Yeah, I like those little touches. You don't have the big mess that you usually have in some of these gotchas where you're like, I don't even care. I'm just going to throw the crap in a corner because I need to in order to unlock the free resources. This one you're like, yeah. Hopefully they start doing more. They add more stuff because I know like right now, like if you do the memory wall in your bedroom, it's kind of limited with what you have.
It needs more load because like I've reached max capacity for my memory wall. And I felt like 4 pictures up. It's like I need to be able to put more things to fill up this space.
Yeah, there's also only a handful of stuff for you to put up right now because obviously it's a long term sort of little. So in 500 years, when patch 10,000.3, you were like, all right, you remember this?
Here you go. I got my favorite picture in the game so far to put on my wall because I finally got Inky to be my best friend. And I got to rename Inky to be the name of my little kitty cat. And then if you do that, you can get the picture of your kitty cat by talking to the front desk of your store. And now I got a little picture of a little kitty cat up on the wall.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so exciting. I got a little black cat, so it worked out perfectly. Some quality of life features coming into. They're updating the way the friend list works. They are giving us rewards for completing dailies and weeklies beyond the previous established threshold.
They're making it easier too. They're revamping the UI for that too.
Thank goodness. We can bulk craft things from tier 1 to tier 3, so there's no going back and like condensing your tier 1 chips to tier 2, so you can actually get the ones you need for your talents.
A couple of those I'm like, that's just nice.
Like, we need that because it's just tedious enough. Speaking of tedious, I've been really trying to be really active about deleting destroying my unused disk drives instead of just letting that all pile up until I run out of space.
Oh, I'm really bad about that.
So like being able to flag them as mark this to delete every time I get them instead of waiting to go through them later. I'm trying to fight my hoarding urges and just being like, if I don't need this immediately and it's not like clearly a busted piece, it goes into the grinder. I'm not going to save it for a what if a character comes out later.
Especially since you get so much heads up, you were like, well, I already know I'm going to farm the S rank of so just, there's no reason to keep the A and B ranks of the disk drives.
For sure. And like so many characters have like very niche sets coming with them as well. The likelihood that somebody else also needs the exact same Fanged Metal set that I have on Jane Doe is pretty limited. Like I've been putting her backup pieces on Piper so that if we ever do get another like physical anomaly that cares about rocking Assault, I have those pieces, but all the rest of them I'm like, nope, don't need it. Go away. See you later. Trash. Get out of here. But this is important, Brian. We can directly craft gold disc materials from purple disc materials.
Yes.
Those aren't just sitting in the garbage or being sold to become Denny's. It's so much better.
They're actually finding use for all these resources.
It's great. I love it. I love seeing that we're actually using things. Did I miss anything? Oh, we get a beat 'em up style side scrolling game for lighter.
Oh yeah. I was like, I remember there being something else.
We got a mysterious teaser at the very end with a masked logo with a hat on the TV screens. So we'll have to see what's going on there. They're definitely going to be setting up during this patch for what's going to come after. Like 1.4 is probably going to be another banger with a bunch of narrative and story and stuff. So they're kind of setting us up.
Yeah, I wonder if, because I think that they referred to it as an ethereal, didn't they? Like the mystery hacker.
I think so.
But yeah. I wonder if this will be the first tie-in back to Fairy. Because there were what, 8 AIs that they.
It was Fairy, Jin, Yokai. What were the others? There's 4 of them. It was Ghost, Jenny, Yokai, and Fairy.
Oh, okay. There was only 4. But yeah, I wonder if this will be like the first tie-in either to them or like circling back to them. Because, obviously, they set it up, obviously. And then, they haven't done anything. Because right now they're doing they're laying the ground floor for the main factions before, like, and you could kind of feel that with the end of Tour d'Inferno, with them finally going back and actually referencing,
like their origin.
Yeah, you get Bell and assistant managers like backstory a little bit. So like they're it feels like they're getting ready to maybe after Section 6, they head toward start actually addressing, some of our story.
Yeah, like I'm excited to see for that. What I'm also excited for is with this chapter this patch finally exploring Section 6. We've, apart from the mystery that is Obel's squad, which is Soldier 11's team, that we've seen Soldier 11, we've heard Trigger's voice, but that's kind of all we know, except from like reading lore and things. Like we will have now engaged with all of the factions they've officially announced for us. So like I would not be surprised if during this patch or at the latest next patch, we start seeing in-game references or characters from some new factions, which I'm very excited about because like I think the faction like design motifs are really cool. I want to see what they do with it next.
I'm also interested to see if there is going to be friction between Section 6 and Oval Squad.
Yeah.
Because Oval Squad is obviously military, and Section 6 feels like the CIA counterpart to like the military. So if you start having them butt heads and like how they're actually going to interact.
Yeah. And are we going to tell them that we're Faithin? Because like so far it's been 50-50. We either make it very obvious that yes, we're Faithin. Hi, how are you? Or somehow the cops never figure out that we're Faithin. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they can't do too much because we still need to be able to go to Scott's outpost. So, you know, it's not like.
No, you're right. They won't be able to figure it out. They can't know.
They're going to be coincidentally incompetent, just like, you know, the cops and Soldier 11, how she never figured it out even. She can't even remember your made up secret name.
I love this. I have this headcanon of Soldier 11 standing in the doorway of your video shop, like watching Belle with the headset on, doing things as Faithin, and she's going, who's Faithin? You can see it.
Or just go the full route of because obviously, you know, when we first met with her, we pretended to be Faithin, and she was like, "You can drop the act now. I know you're not Faithin."
Yeah, just refuses to acknowledge it. And I'm like, I'm trying to tell you. I wonder when we'll see the Lycone's nemesis, the vampire man that got little teases of at the end of. I want to say it was Lycone's story. His
I haven't played his character story.
Ooh, it's good. That's a good one.
Because I mean maybe that'll, because obviously we still have to circle back to them, where we will probably at some point be at odds with Victoria Housekeeping.
Because, for sure.
Because their employer definitely is only aligned with us and not allied with us.
It's convenient that we're there, not that they're like using us or anything.
So I feel like from the time that I did play Genshin, I feel like whenever they start getting ready to lead into 2.0, that there's going to be a really cool collision of all these teams that we've partnered with that definitely would not all be on the same team.
That's a good point, Brian. Like, in Genshin and also Star Rail, like, I guess maybe not as much Star Rail, but like the big shifts from version 1.0 to 2.0 is like a whole new region's opened up. I'm wondering what it is going to be in ZZ. It's like, this is an event big enough to warrant patch 2.0 instead of 1.9 or whatever it's going to end up being. Yeah. Well, I want to wrap up soon, but before we do, let's put a little bow on patch 1.2. Tour de Inferno is wrapping up. We've had a couple of events come through. Overlord's Feast was the big one. I think we talked about Cheesetopia. I loved Cheesetopia.
Yeah, I like
it.
That was definitely by far my most favorite event.
How did you feel about this event I think the event just wrapped up, where you were hacking the like you were collecting bugs? How'd you feel about that one?
I think it was okay. It
was not my favorite.
It wasn't my favorite, but it definitely I enjoy when they have the big events like Cheesetopia, and then you have the filler events like you had the disk drive or the TV fixing before, and now you had so you have these nice little fun mini games that can maybe be brought back later and aren't a big time sink. Like Cheesetopia, you actually took a little bit of time investment. But yeah, the little bug clearing thing was
the bug clearing one. Did you read all the lore for the bug clearing minigame?
Not all of it.
It got dark. It was this cute little zipping around collecting things. It was kind of hard to look at, and the whole thing is this kid who's becomes a soldier and gets stuck in a hollow and slowly gets corrupted, and he's writing letters back to his mom and talking about, I'm the only one left because I have higher resistance, but I'm still not getting out of here. And
is that?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Did you that okay? I was wondering where there's a midnight phone call you can make to his mom.
Yep. And you can call his mom at the end and like
I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. It's gone, man. People can't. It's gone. I think I'm looking through the current events. It's not listed anymore. We can spoil it.
But if people have done it,
hesitation,
because it doesn't tell you to make that midnight phone call.
Yeah,
it's just a random thing.
Yeah.
So if you've done the event, go to 6th Street at midnight, and you'll find a phone that's ringing. Or I think actually you dial it.
It's the one down the alley just outside of your VHS shop. If you have finished the event, but you never talked to that.
It doesn't have to be that one, because I had the one that's
you go to the other
by
one?
141.
Oh, okay, cool.
You just pick up the phone and you dial. You just have to go to a payphone.
Try it. And what I'm wondering is, and like email us or message us if you try this, does that dialogue still trigger even though the event is over? If it doesn't trigger, let us know and we'll talk about it on screen.
I'm curious.
Or you can probably find it on
when
YouTube.
exactly did the event end? Because I just made the phone call like yesterday or 2 days ago. Like it was only in the last day or two that I did it.
It ended on the 28th. So today.
Oh, okay.
It ended today. Okay. So that event ended today. So if you did the event but didn't talk to that phone booth and you do get the dialogue still, let us know. Otherwise, I guess still let us know.
Which also now I'm like, have I missed other things? Because that one was, I just randomly walked over and I'm like, let me just pick up the phone at midnight and see what happens. And then they're like, call this number.
I don't think you've missed any, only because for the past couple of weeks I've been pretty aggressively online. So if anybody's found it, I've probably seen it. When it comes to ZZZ, but I love this idea of like a very simple mini game that's got some cool storytelling in it and like has these little secrets and things you can find. The actual mini game I found kind of hard to look at. Like it hurt my head.
Oh, really?
To play it. Yeah, because like the jerky it was messing with me.
I didn't mind that, and I actually found it to be fairly challenging. Like it wasn't the easiest one to complete, which I liked that there's varying levels of difficulty in some of these little mini games.
I learned on day 3 that you get a special stamp if you perfect clear it. So that means I'd already done a bunch that I did not perfect clear.
Oh no. I missed
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean that's the other nice thing is like they give you those extra pointless crowns to put on, but they make it a lot more accessible just to actually get all of the rewards.
You can get everything for being okay. We'll get more events like that coming through. I think by and large, I've really enjoyed 1.2. I think, I don't want to belabor the point because I think we talked about it last time we met, but I just really loved how much ZZZ feels like a sandbox. And like looking at the events that we have coming up for patch 1.3, we're getting more toys dumped into the sandbox, right?
It definitely is nice that they're putting more stuff. So that way, instead of like, you're like, all right, I did my blitz mode and I've done my 3 bosses for the week. And now I'll log on, knock out my energy really quick. There's more stuff. They've got, they got 2 events going on right now.
There's this really simple, like the Friendship Fair event where you just like get things daily.
And then you got the arcade event for the Dig Dog.
The Dig Dog, which, man, that game is so snowbally to me. Sometimes I feel amazing, and sometimes I'm like 4th place, and there's no way I'm even getting close to finishing.
I've been pretty good. I've maxed out I've already emptied the shop because I was getting 1st or 2nd like every round.
That's cool.
So
I wonder if you benefit from using a keyboard, because like I do everything using a controller, and I wonder if like with how so much of it cares about angles. I don't know, man.
It could be because it's super easy to, and then I can also like super easily mash my dig key.
Yeah.
No, I mean that'd be interesting.
I don't know. I just need a Bizarre Brigade event.
It's also nice because like even if you do come 4th every time, you do it like. If you do 2 runs a day for the length of the event, you'll still clear out the shop.
You can empty the shop in 10 minutes if you sit down and play it. But it's also a really cool way for me to get like achievements for that game, even though I don't like sit down and just play that game.
I've maxed out all the achievements that aren't doing it single player and just going like depth.
Really?
Yeah, I just because I was playing. I was like, I like this mode. I like digging.
I'm glad you like that one. I will be excited to see as the arcade grows where you and I fall in different lines when it comes to the arcade games. Because like so far it's been like, yeah, we like the same characters. We like the same things in the game. I don't like that arcade game. I like my arcade.
I like digging.
I like to dig. I don't want to dig. I want to walk around and say they're here a lot. Brian, I'm excited for 1.3. We will be back later this week with another episode of 6th Street Underground. A real one this time where we're going to do some character dives. We're going to dive into Bernice.
Wait, this one wasn't real? This was all make-believe?
No, this was all this is all in your imagination.
Oh, no. I hate dream episodes. That's such a cop-out.
It's a spooky dream episode. And we're in one room, so it's a spooky cop-out dream room episode.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll break down Bernice. We'll talk about some other characters. And we'll start getting our accounts ready for whatever comes
Yanagi.
For Yanagi, for Brian. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.